Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over putting new serpentine belts on a 2003 Chevy Tracker with a 2.5 V6. Alright, the first front belt is for the power steering and alternator, and it's got the idler pulley. So we'll go ahead and take it off first. If you look down at those two bolts, the bolt on the right is a pivot. It's just in a hole. The one on the left is the slotted bolt in the slotted hole. I hope you can see that it's at the bottom of the slot. All the slots on top. That means it's as loose as it can get. And on this Euro Tracker, these belts are tight. So you reach under there first thing, and you have to struggle sometimes, but pull that off. Pull the belt off. Just leave it alone. Don't loosen nothing. It's already as loose as it's going to get probably. If anybody tightened it on top of how tight this is, it's just, there's no reason. So it should be all the way tight. So just get the belt off, then take it loose. You ain't got to go around the fan or nothing. Just get it off. Then we'll do the back one while we're here. And it does go around the fan. But on this model, the belt goes right around the fan. It's not hard to do. It's easy. You can get it on there. Then you go through the crank and the water pump and the alternator. There's two bolts. The top bolt is 12 millimeter, and here's everything I used. I used this long breaker bar and broke it loose like that, and loosen it up a good little bit. Then I'm going to try to go underneath and show you the other bolt. Try. Oh, I'm too old, too fat for all this, but we'll try. Let's see if we can help you out. Okay. I don't know if you can see, but it's right there where the light's shining. That's the bottom bolt. It's a 14 millimeter. Let me go back on top. I'm not really, I've already done it, but hopefully I can just help you out with some pointers while you're doing it. You might remember it or might help you, but, and on the bottom one, I used a short 14 millimeter wrench and had to reach around. And you don't, this way won't work. You have to have one with just a little bend where you could do it from that side. That loosens it. And once you get it loose, what I always do is put it all the way loose and just snug the bolt back a little bit. Just enough to hold it as loose as it gets. That way you don't have to fight with it later. Then you work the belt off, get it out. Get it over the fan, no problem, it'll come out easy. And put the other one in, the new one the same way. This part's not a problem. Getting it around those lines there is a little rough, but then once you get it on, leave the bolts loose for now, till the end. Then you go back to this. And that's should be as loose as it gets. It should. So what I do, because these are tight, I take a zip tie. The alternator pulley's got holes inside. I didn't have a zip tie this time, so I used a piece of tie wire, but a zip tie is better. And you put it around pretty tight with half the belt off the pulley Let me try to show you. On this side, half the belt off here, and zip tied on right there, and half the belt will be off of it, hanging. That'll give you more room. Then it's still going to be a struggle. This is one of the worst cars to change belts on. You get the belt on the other 2 points around the tensioner, and it'll be halfway on here, and you'll have this half for room. Can you see here? I'm gonna try, but it'll be off on this half, and your tie's right here. And what I do is, that's an Allen head hole in the middle. It's probably a metric, but I used a standard 5/16 stubby. It needs to be a stubby to fit. And I used it on this flex head ratchet. And remember, the tie wire of the zip tie's got to be pretty tight. What you do, I took the radiator hose off. You can just pull this tab and lift this up too and pull it out of the way, but I didn't. I got by. So you put the wrench on that and you turn it. And then if you turn it to the right and the belt's caught here, and it'll ratchet, and as you go, you'll put it, and it's not that hard. You ain't got to pull that hard at all. It will go on. That's a lot easier than trying to fight and get it over the tensioner, which, well, the first bolts I bought, or the belts I bought, were Napa. I get a lot of parts at Napa, but they were $12 a piece, and it was a little bit smaller, and I didn't like it, so I went and paid $25 for one just a hair longer at O'Reilly's. So on this model anyway, I don't recommend a Napa belt. One with the actual spring in the idler, yeah, that's any kind's fine, but this application, no. You need all the slack you can get, but then you take the Allen wrench and get that tightened. It will go on. It'll go right around, easy, no problem. Then you cut the zip tie off, or undo the tie wire. Then, hopefully you hadn't, if you have loosened these bolts, or if you have to loosen them, you need, they're 12 millimeter. Let me show you this stuff I use, try to help you out, but that's the longest I got, which I'm going to have to go to Amazon and buy a set of those long Duratec Chinese made 0-degree offset wrenches, because that'd be perfect for that. Alright, then you got that belt on. Doing this, tying it on the alternator belt will save you. So nothing's tightened yet. There ain't really nothing to tighten on that now. If you do have to push on that, you got way better belts than I can get, but there's an Allen head hole in the middle. So you can put a stubby Allen wrench on it and pull down on it. That's how you do it. There's no spring, no nothing. It's just, then you go back over here and unloosen that snug one. Push down on it. I use a little pry bar on top. Put a little tension on it. Get it where you want it. Tighten the top one. Get it tight. Then go to the bottom. Use your little short wrench, 14. 12 on top, 14 on bottom. And tighten that up. And where I had the hose off, I had to run it a little bit with the radiator cap off. Put a little bit of juice in it. But anyway, I hope that'll help you a little bit if you're doing one of these. But especially instead of fighting with that tensioner, just put it on here. Zip tie it here, halfway on, and you'll see a difference. A lot better. Alright, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching.